What we're arguing about here is arguing. So we want to say that it's something like contending in a principled way for something that really matters, and that's actually a good thing, right? And we see this from a number of examples, and he goes on to make this point, especially from Paul. So like Acts 17:2-4 says, and Paul went in, as was his custom, on 3 Sabbath days. He reasoned with them from the Scriptures, explaining and proving that it was necessary for Christ to suffer and to raise from the dead, and saying, this Jesus whom I proclaim to you is the Christ. And some were persuaded. So there he's having an argument. He's going into almost hostile territory. He's a Jew who's been converted.
Hostile once he started, explaining what he wanted to talk about.
Exactly. Right? Especially if you know the history of Paul. And he goes in and says, hey, those scriptures in that scroll, let me tell you about this Jesus who fulfilled those things. And so he's not performing miracles here. He's not, beating people over the head and saying, convert. Right. He's saying, let me show you where Jesus is revealed here. Let me show you what Jesus did and how he fulfills all the prophecies of the Messiah, and how the things that Jesus did when he was alive can only be done from God. And the things that he said could only be said from God and not just a mere prophet. Acts 18:4 also says that he reasoned in the synagogue every Sabbath and tried to persuade both Jews and Greeks. So again, Paul is using argumentation. He's having a conversation, a discussion with people, and he does this on Mars Hill. He goes into enemy territory there as well. He's behind the Roman curtain, and he's saying, I see that you men are very religious, and you have a shrine to the unknown God. Let me tell you about who he is. And he makes a comment that is radical within the Greek culture, and that's to say that Jesus rose from the dead, and that he was physical. Which was weird for the Greeks, because they viewed kind of the natural plane as corrupted, and that the spiritual plane, this kind of esoteric milieu that you go up to, that there's nothing physical there. And so they say that a lot of people scoffed at him and went away, but some stayed, and some reasoned with him. And so we see that
some believed,
and some came to believe from that argumentation. So again, that's going to lay the foundation to where Greg Koukl is going to come from with here, because there are people on the Christian side that sometimes have a hang up with that idea of persuasion and argumentation.